him. Now then, let's begin with a basic explanation. Screw it. This is tiresome.
Gonna say, gonna do it again.
You need more motivation!
I do. I really, really do. Now then, let's start this class trial.
Before we start, I just want to ask something since there's not a lot of us left. What happens if the votes result in 2 first places?
I think everyone loses if that's the case.
Huh? You mean like the tie?
Was this brought up in a previous game?
It means they're both the blackened. As long as one of them is correct. It's fine.
Oh.
Daddy, are you sure you should make a decision like that so casually?
Yeah, and that does sound like a pretty big, rule change.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
Thanks. Since that's answered, I can start enjoying this life or death game now.
What game? How long are you gonna keep saying that?
Just ignore Kokichi. The rest of us need to work together to find the truth.
Yeah, this is definitely not a artificial reality.
Got it! We can't die here! Oh my! Himiko has become so determined! It's true! People really do change!
But now she's lost what made her so unique.
That's none of your business!
We should focus on the class trial. First, we...
Kaito's the culprit!
What? Say that to my face!
He just did.
While we were all still logged in, Kaito logged out alone, right? You were able to move freely. Doesn't that mean you could have committed the murder?
Don't screw around! There's no way I'm the culprit!
Kaito right. Kaito couldn't have killed Mew.
How long are you gonna keep saying that? Trusted people can still kill, you know. We already saw that a bunch of times. So many times. Since Kaede.
The fact that Kaito was the only one logged out is suspicious. He's not the culprit. He can't be. Okay, straight into it. What do we got? Kaito's account, small bottle of poison.
Kaito logged out first, by himself. Mew was still logged in, though. That's when you poisoned her, right, Kaito?
Kaito culprit? Impossible!
Impossible.
Of course it's impossible, because I didn't do it! I mean, we found that bottle of poison on Kokichi's seat, didn't we?
The culprit was trying to pin the blame on me. That diversion was part of your plan, right, Kaito?
Well, Kaito, any last words?
What do you mean, last words?
Okay, I felt like I already have to lie off the bat. First, you decide if Mew was killed in the real world or the virtual world. That's where the problem lies.
Mew was still logged in, though.
Although,
That's when you poisoned her, right?
maybe it's this. Yeah.
That's wrong!
I'm not sure why it's this. Oh,
Mew wasn't killed by poison, and the warning on the label proves it.
yeah, she didn't have bloodshot eyes. That's it.
Drinking the poison would result in subconjunctival hemorrhaging. In other words, your eyes would be bloodshot.
Oh, but Mew's body. That's right. Her eyes weren't bloodshot. She wasn't killed by that poison.
Then what was that poison for?
Probably a diversion. The culprit wanted us to think Mew died by poison.
Which means the killer didn't read the label, which is ridiculous.
Then,
But then again,
what was her real cause
what about
of
this game
death?
is Mew's real cause of death. The only one I can think of. The killing game simulator?
This is it!
So she was killed in the game.
Mew's cause of death was the killing game simulator itself. In the virtual world, if your avatar takes fatal damage, your real body dies of shock.
The fact she was clutching at her throat. I mean, how'd she do that? She was still in the virtual world when she died.
That was made clear in the program's text file.
Miu received fatal damage in the virtual world and died from that shock.
In that case, it's fair to say that the cause of death was actually the simulator.
Gonta has question. Where is this virtual world place? What floor is it on?
If you don't understand, then don't say anything.
Yeah, I don't think Gunter's going to be much help in this one.
If Mew was killed in the virtual world, then the next thing we need to figure out is what caused her to incur fatal damage within the virtual world.
So her cause of death in the virtual world is the one that matters.
I think she somehow flung herself like across the map.
Oh, it seems like Gonta is confused. So why don't we review things a bit? So we split into 2 groups to find the secret of the outside world.
Mm-hmm.
The ones who searched the mansion were me, Shuichi, Samugi, Gonta, and that NPC Kaito.
Hey, who you calling NPC, you ASS?
And the others who searched the chapel were Keyboy, Maki, Himiko, and the late Mew.
How could someone have given her fatal damage in that
So
situation?
Kaito's the only truly innocent person in this case.
That's what we
Proven
gotta
innocent, I
think
should say.
about. Now, let's all work together.
Aww, little Himiko is all grown up.
God.
Too bad your chest hasn't grown up, though.
That was uncalled for. Someday, my chest will grow like crazy.
Okay.
Let's begin then.
Fatal damage that Mia received in the virtual world. Let's pin that down. I'm guessing it's the hammer. That's what they're going to assume for now until we find whatever crazy way she actually died.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally injured.
No,
So let's focus our efforts on that first.
Whatever did that to Mew was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer!
Or going to beat her with his bare hands.
Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think strangulation is more likely.
It's possible she was pushed from a great height.
Could she have drowned?
Could she have drowned? Could she have drowned? That's actually a good question. Think about the condition of Miu's body. That should yield a clue.
In the virtual world, Miu was fatally
Miu's
injured.
corpse. Let's have a look. Well, alright, so maybe she did drown. I didn't even... Okay, sure.
Injured.
So let's focus our efforts on that first. Could she have drowned?
It seems like Miu was suffering as she died, so I thought maybe she drowned. Now I think about it, there's really no evidence for it. So it was strangulation.
In the virtual
Very good.
Mew was fatally injured. So let's focus our efforts
I
on that
thought
first.
drowning was plausible, but
Was dropped right next to her avatar. It has to be the hammer! We're going to beat her with his bare hands. Are we certain that blunt force was involved? I think
Strangulation.
I agree.
I don't get this though. I still don't get how she moved while still logged in.
Mew's body showed severe trauma and signs of a struggle.
Yeah, she looked like she suffered. Very hard to look at.
Right. And the virtual world is connected to our 5 senses. If her body experienced pain, she must have been in pain in the virtual world as well. Knowing that, I believe Maki is correct. Mew was strangled to death.
Yeah, definitely. strangling and poison are the only methods that can make her look like she's suffocated. But we already removed the possibility of poison, so it can only be strangulation.
Sure.
Also, when a victim is poisoned, they commonly grab their chest or mouth.
So this wasn't just like a reaction to shock.
But Mew was holding her throat. It's obvious she was trying to protect her windpipe.
Okay.
Oh, the Assassin Master gets really chatty when it comes to corpses.
In that case, her exact cause of death is being strangled in the virtual world.
But is strangulation even possible in the virtual world? If the avatars were equally strong, it would be difficult to strangle a resisting victim.
Yeah, if she was just as strong as them, no way they could have strangled her.
Then the culprit would need a tool. There are tons of cases where a weaker person would strangle a stronger person with a rope.
Wow, you know a lot about killing, nerd.
Wait. Was the toilet paper used to strangle her, not climbing?
But was there even a rope in that world? I don't remember seeing one.
Then they must have used something else as a rope.
Toilet paper.
This is it!
Glad that
During
wasn't
the
dragged out.
investigation, we found toilet paper outside the mansion.
Is this toilet paper? What would toilet paper be doing here?
I'm guessing that the toilet paper was used to strangle her.
Gonta, no can ignore that!
Gonta, just let it go.
What you mean, Shuichi?
Huh? What's wrong?
Toilet paper not strong enough to strangle someone?
What, wrong? Shuichi goofing off! Not gentlemanly at all!
This is a ridiculous one. Sure.
There's no time for nonsense!
Killing game simulator. How do I do this
No
again?
toilet paper in place of rope! Would tear too easy!
There we go.
I'll cut through your words!
Oh, just one. Wow.
The
Okay.
toilet paper wouldn't tear. Because in a virtual world, objects are unbreakable.
Breakable?
You're so dumb, Gonta. You didn't even know that?
If objects can't break in that world, then toilet paper shouldn't be able to tear. And since it couldn't tear, it could be used as a rope.
Gonta not really understand, but... Sorry, Shuichi. Gonta was wrong.
It's okay, Gonta. I forgive you.
It's okay, Gonta. Don't worry about it.
Killed by toilet paper. It was a fitting end for her.
Because we're foul mouth.
A fitting end? I do not fully understand that logic.
But if Mew was killed near the chapel, why was the murder weapon by the mansion?
Maybe the culprit tried to get rid of it to destroy the evidence.
The culprit meant to get rid of the evidence. They did a poor job of it. There's a much better place where they could have destroyed it.
If toilet paper was the murder weapon, then what's the deal with the hammer next to her?
Perhaps the culprit prepared a backup weapon, just in case.
No, the culprit didn't bring the hammer.
No? But who else but the culprit would bring a hammer?
Wait, we already know who bought the hammer. Guess that was me, because she was the only one that knew it existed.
That's it! Mew was the one who brought the hammer.
Mew bring hammer?
Remember what she told us?
She deleted all weapons.
Yeah, she did say she deleted any dangerous objects.
If that were true, she wouldn't have missed something like a hammer,
What was she intending to do with it?
meaning that Mew must have left it on purpose.
On purpose?
But why'd she do that?
You bought the hammer for sure. What did she need it for? We need to make that clear. What if she was intending to kill someone? And the person that killed her was just defending themselves? Okay. Mansion, map of world. Toilet
Let's
paper.
assume that Mew brought the hammer. What was she planning to do with it?
Maybe use it to break down a wall?
Uses
Break down a
for
wall.
hammer.
Okay, yeah, that's it.
Going to know, Mew gonna build stuff with hammer.
She probably just
Map of
brought it
world.
for self-defense.
Met up with someone and tried to kill them with it.
You idiot! She was the victim!
Well, doesn't mean she couldn't have tried to kill someone first.
Let's assume that Mew brought the hammer. What was he planning to
First,
do with
let's
it?
do break down the wall.
Maybe use it
To break down a wall?
Objects don't break in the virtual world. Well, it was a wall that she put in. So I thought maybe she somehow made it so the hammer would work on the wall.
Oh no!
Sure.
Let's assume that Mew brought the hammer.
She just brought
We met up with someone.
Yeah, okay, never mind. It was
I agree.
a straightforward, obvious answer.
Mew was gonna meet up with someone in the virtual world.
It's probably going to tie the toilet paper around the hammer and use that as a grappling hook. Or maybe I'm overthinking.
With me. I was supposed to meet up with Mew on the roof of the mansion.
What? Is that true?
I overheard them talking about it at the chapel.
By the way, Mew asked to meet up with me before we went into the virtual world. I totally forgot where we were supposed to meet, so good thing Keyboy spied on us.
Wait, so Miyu called Kokichi out?
If Mew brought the hammer, I wonder what she was planning to do with it.
Kichi's already figured it out. She was planning to confess her love for Kichi. I mean, kill Kikichi. Go.
That's it! She was trying to kill Kokichi.
I mean, I'm glad it's going in this direction.
She was what?
Yep, she plotted to meet up with me and then kill me with the hammer. If you want to prove this, you'll need to figure out Mew's plan, okay?
But how did Kokichi already figure this out? If I analyze the clues we found, I can figure something out. Alright, let's do it. Phew. Psychic taxi. Who? Don't tell me it's who tried to kill Kokichi. If there was multiple options, then sure, it's a legitimate question, but there's literally only... Okay. Yeah, Kiba. I mean... Kiba would be the most obvious one if there was zero evidence of anything else. Where was Mew trying to kill Kokichi? What is the point of this minigame? I mean, we literally just answered all these questions right before this. The afterlife. Yeah, Mew was trying to kill Kokichi in the afterlife. What a pointless minigame. Was Kaito in on it? Did Kaito put the poison there? Why was a bowl of poison on Kikuchi's seat? To divert attention.
It connects! She wanted it to appear as if Kokichi was killed in the real world.
She placed the poison on my seat to make us think the murder happened in the real world.
Oh, because she was the last one to log on.
She did that too?
What? Miu was the one who put that poison bottle there?
Makes sense.
No, that ain't right. Something's definitely weird about that.
What is weird about that, Kaito? Other than everything about this.
When could Miu have put the poison there?
I'm not gonna look
If she
that record.
did place the poison without us noticing, then she must have logged out at some point.
And then what? She logged back in?
Kokichi, weren't you in the salon around that time? Did you see her log in or log out at all?
Nope, I didn't see that at all.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then Miu couldn't have placed the poison.
Then who put poison bottle?
The only person who logged out early was Kaito.
Kaito, your grave just got 10 feet deeper!
No, it wasn't me, guys.
Okay, I was expecting someone to bring up when it was.
If she hadn't logged in or out, then Miu couldn't have placed the
Ah, that's it.
That's wrong!
It was Miu who planted the poison on Kokichi's chair. She had plenty of time to do it. Here, take a look at this.
Is this a record of who went in and out of the virtual world?
Yep, they all went in at 11 p.m. Man, guess I forgot about that detail.
That's right. It says that Miu was the last of us to log in.
Yeah, what about it?
If she logged in last, she would have had time to move around in the real world after the previous person logged in.
That right. She could have placed poison bottle on Kokichi's seat.
Miss Concha's now getting it, sort of.
This was all part of Miu's plan. She tried to kill me in the virtual world, make us think it happened in the real world, then pin the crime on Kaito.
Ah, okay. I was just always assuming... I mean, that explains why the cell phone's there. But I was just assuming it was Kokichi that logged him out.
Well, that's not my fault.
Which is why she manually logged you out, just for that purpose.
So she did that to me?
Yes, I'm positive of that. Miu used a method only she could use to log Kaito out manually.
Cell phone.
This is it! It was the cell phone found by Miu's avatar. That cell phone worked the same way as the phone in the salon.
So they
It
do say
logs
salon.
users in and out. I verified this myself when I spoke Kaito's name into it.
He logged out, just as I thought.
I see. With that cell phone, she could force anyone to log out at any time.
Indeed.
But Miu never mentioned a cell phone, right?
That's what Shuichi referred to when he mentioned a method only she could use.
Well, I mean, he also could have, because he was also next to a phone, but...
She kept the cell phone a secret on purpose, so she could use it for the murder.
So, she really was planning a murder.
And she tried to set me up.
Well, I knew that from the start.
Then why did you say I was the culprit?
Because I wanted to get it through your thick skull. People you trust and defend will ultimately betray you. This is a game of suspicion.
And he still could be the culprit.
Well, I think your ideals should stay the same. Because phonies like you are what make the game more interesting. Don't you agree, Monokuma?
Bet Monokuma's like asleep or something.
Do I? I don't know about that. Huh?
Yeah.
Wait, what were we talking about?
I wonder when Daddy's gonna get his motivation back.
Yeah! If Father keeps slacking off, all the work is gonna get forced onto Mommy.
Uh-oh.
Huh? Mommy?
My head! I feel like I'm about to remember something, but I can't.
When's Monodam gonna come back?
What's wrong, Monotaro? Pull yourself together!
Anywho, it's a blessing in disguise that Mew died and not me.
What you mean?
'Cause she wouldn't have said anything about what really happened in the virtual world. You guys would have had a way harder time finding the culprit, you know. She would have been able to lie about the virtual world settings as much as she wanted. And you'd never know that the murder actually took place in the virtual world.
He's not wrong.
So that's why she decided to attempt a murder, because she had total control.
Then the reason Mew was so insistent we go into the virtual world was...
He was very insistent.
She was insistent we go there so she could kill us. What a shady person.
So shady.
I was sad that she was gone, but now I don't know what to think.
Nice! Backstabbed by a trusted friend.
I do like Akichi. He can just be a bit much sometimes.
See? That's an ideal fun situation! Now we can start a real class trial!
Hey, Kokichi sort of sound like Monokuma.
Really? I don't sound anything like him.
No, you're just like Monokuma. Both of you are cowards. You never speak the truth or show your true face.
The true face.
Wait, coward? You say some interesting things sometimes, Kaito.
Smiling, putting on a mask, never saying what you really think. That kind of cowardice is just like Monokuma.
Daddy, they're calling you a coward! Aren't you gonna do something?
Yeah, I just gotta do my signature laugh, right? Hoo. There, I did it.
He's completely lost his drive! Like a one-hit wonder who clings to their former fame.
My head!
Listen up, Kokichi. To hell with this game of suspicion crap. I will never be okay with it. I'm just gonna believe in everyone. Instead of suspecting my friends, I'm gonna find the truth by believing in them.
Well, if you think you can win this game like that, then sure, be my guest.
Of course I can. I don't need your permission.
How long are you guys going to argue? Let's hurry this up and continue. If we don't find the culprit, then we'll all die, you know that?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
If we are going to begin searching for the culprit, let's start with Kokichi's story.
Huh? My story?
You were meeting with Mew, but she ended up as the victim. So it's only natural for us to think you're the killer, right?
Here's my answer. I never met up with Mew.
You didn't?
I tried to go to the roof to meet up with her, but the door was locked.
I mean, if they did, he'd be dead.
But isn't lockpicking your specialty? You should have been able
Well,
to
he didn't have
open
his
it
equipment, I assume.
easy.
I couldn't pick locks with my avatar body.
Yeah.
I didn't have the tools for it either. Also, I never went to the roof, not even for the meeting.
I remember you and Gonta went off together when we first started looking.
But was the door to the roof actually locked? When I was on the roof before logging out, the door wasn't locked.
Huh? How should I know?
Then who locked the door to the roof?
I already told you. How should I know?
When I went to the roof, it wasn't locked, so you gotta be lying.
What good would it be if I lied? I don't want to die either, you know.
Lying would do you a lot of good if you're the culprit.
Yeah, I'm still curious about the whole locked door thing.
Oh, I see.
That was a weird pause.
I didn't realize that.
What kind of response is that? That's suspicious as hell!
Wait, there's no point in arguing about that now. The truth will come out eventually.
Okay.
Before we get to that, we need to discover the truth behind Mew's death.
Truth?
There were mysterious circumstances surrounding her death. We need to make sense of those first.
Wow, Shuichi, you know your way around this game. Yes, keep up the hard work. The fate of our lives rests in your hands.
Ugh.
So, what is this strange circumstance?
Kokichi claims it was Mew who chose the meeting place. But I'm wondering how she got from the chapel to the mansion's roof.
Who said she was ever on the roof in the first
I
place?
see. Mew sent the bridge connecting the mansion and chapel into the river herself.
If that's the case, then Mew might not have even gone to the roof.
Huh? So she stood me up? It's very rude to break a promise.
It's true. First, we need to determine if Mew actually was there or not. Did she go? Or was she never on the roof at all? Loud noise, Mew's corpse.
Mew was waiting for me to arrive. I'm sure she was waiting on the rooftop of the...
What's Mew's account? Saw Mew's avatar through the window. Okay, well.
mansion.
No. Mew should have been at the
Okay. Mew was searching near the chapel, and that's where we found her avatar. Unless she was seen somewhere else. I mean, that is literally what I picked.
next to the chapel.
Oh, wait. Did I?
How would she have
Pick
gotten
wrong
to the
thing.
mansion?
No. Should have been at the chapel.
That's
That
wrong!
was right, I was just picking the wrong thing.
Mew must have gone to the mansion. We have a witness.
Yeah. When I was searching the dining room, I
Them
saw
jumping in the
Mew
background.
pass by the window.
Then why didn't you say so sooner?
Sorry. I thought I was just mistaken at first. Since there was no way she could have come to the mansion. But I guess I wasn't mistaken after all. That was definitely Mew.
Then, how did she get to the mansion from the chapel?
There must have been some special method only Mew knew, like with that cell phone.
Jumping in the river.
There's no doubt about that. That's why she dropped the bridge. If a murder occurred when it was impossible to cross the river, she wouldn't be implicated.
Good point.
She used a secret method to move from the chapel to the mansion for the murder.
She dropped the bridge to make a huge scene just to let everyone know it's no longer there.
So, what secret method did she use?
It won't be that easy to figure out. It's called a secret method for a reason.
I mean, it's pretty easy to figure out. It's literally the one other way.
No worries, guys. As long as we leave it to Shuichi, everything will be A-okay.
Yeah. I'm sure there'll be multiple murders between now and when everything is A-okay, but we'll get there.
What are you saying? We can't just rely on Shuichi all the time.
Yeah, what if I end up killing someone?
This class trial's for all of us. We're here to solve this together.
You would just slow down Shuichi.
Shut up!
Don't have time to deal with Kikichi right now. I need to focus on the case. I'm positive that Miu used some kind of special method to get to the mansion. Okay, I just have to figure out what it was. Unstop debate. Well, which one relates to the river?
A way across that only Miu knew about.
Like a hidden bridge besides that signboard, maybe.
What the?
Or instead of bridge, Mew used some kind of vehicle to go over.
Or maybe she teleported with magic. Or she used a warp zone.
Maybe there's a place you could cross without a bridge.
A hidden route that only Mew could use to...
Maybe. That's it. What the? Really?
I suppose it is possible she used that to change
Shot
places.
between the words.
Man, you guys are way off!
I really thought it was the river.
Or maybe I'm just pulling your legs.
A hidden route that only... across.
I agree.
No, I wasn't thinking about the wall. But, I mean, they made a point showing the river flow.
That's it,
And how the
Kibo.
bridge ended
There was
up
a
back
hidden
over
route
the other
only
side.
Mew could use.
Was there really?
Mew modified the program to add a special wall to the world.
Unless the wall is connected to the river. To loop it.
The wall stretches along the y-axis, but we found 2 such walls in the virtual world. It's unclear whether Mew added the wall by the mansion or the wall near the chapel. We do know that that wall was set so that only objects could pass
Don't
through.
be naive, Shuichi.
What?
What is it, Kaito?
Jeez, Mew set up a weird wall like that? That is suspicious, but it's got nothing to do with what we were talking about.
Why? Why, Kaito? Just let me speak. Why interrupt me now with pointless words?
Nothing to do with it.
Huh. You don't even realize your mistake? Are you losing your edge? Oh well, my sidekick's mistakes are my mistakes. I'll make it right.
Okay, Kikichi. I'm used to saying Kikichi. Alright, Kaito. Map. Wall. Muse
What we
avatar.
gotta figure out is how Mew got from the chapel to the mansion, right? So why waste time talking about the it's pointless. We gotta take a whole new approach here.
Now, wait just a second.
No,
It's not actually impossible at all.
But you just said so, didn't you? That wall Mew set up only lets non-human objects go through it. Humans aren't able to pass through. So Mew obviously wouldn't be able to go through that wall. She's not just
Whoops,
an object
that's-
after all.
I did not
You
mean to
get
shoot
it?
that
So
spot.
let's go through this one more time.
Okay, yep.
She's not just an object after all.
I'll cut through your words. The wall wasn't the only thing that Mew changed. She also changed her avatar settings from human to object.
Yep.
From human to object?
Did he not know that?
Which means the virtual world treated her avatar as an object. She could have passed through a wall that only non-humans could go
No, so
through.
maybe she accidentally did it to herself. Now I realised, no way, she was strangled, wasn't she? Somehow.
Is that right?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Kaito. We need to listen to everything Shuichi says.
Yeah, thank you, Kikichi.
I already told you. The more you try, the more you cause us trouble.
My new best friend. My previous best friend murdered nearly 100 women. So, that was a sad twist. Hopefully you don't turn out that way.
It's so totally lame that your own sidekick is dissing you!
Kokichi, enough! I wasn't arguing with him. I was just explaining.
I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all.
What voice was that?
It just means even I make mistakes. Don't worry about it, Shuichi.
Okay.
It's pretty funny seeing Kaito try to act all tough like this.
Kokichi, please refrain from making such irrelevant and irrational remarks.